Good afternoon, everybody. How is all my wonderful subscribers and viewers out there doing today? I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. It's Nikki D, and welcome back to the Nikki D channel. Today, we're going to be doing the 2024 Tennessee Volunteers recap, week 3. If you're noticing quality's better, I had to wait a few days to make more videos because my original iPad's microphone stopped working front and back. So I had to go to Verizon and get a whole new iPad. So it's now a 10th gen instead of a 9th gen. By the way, if you got any comments about the Tennessee game, definitely leave them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and smash that subscribe button so you could be notified of when I drop my next video. Without further ado, let's get to. And this week, we had the Kent State Golden Flashes going on the road into Knoxville to take on the number 7 ranked Tennessee Volunteers. This game was scheduled to get underway at 7:45, ended up getting underway around close to 8 o'clock, but when it got underway, this was a one-sided affair. Kent State got the ball first and was forced to punt. Tennessee got the ball and got a 22-yard touchdown run by Dylan Sampson with 11:33 to go in the first quarter to put Tennessee up 7-0. Then, 3 plays later, the snap goes over the quarterback's head and the ball goes flying all the way into the end zone. Was it a touchdown for Tennessee? Was it a safety? Kent State recovered it. Ended up being a safety with 10:35 to go in the first quarter. 9-0 Tennessee. And then Tennessee got the ball back on the punt after the safety, and they drove down the field and got a 1-yard touchdown run by Dylan Sampson with 8:11 to go in the first quarter to put Tennessee up 16-0. And then, about a little over 2 minutes later, a 53-yard touchdown pass from Nico to Chris Brazel II with 5:56 to go in the first quarter. This was a pass that was put on point. Definitely worth going back to watching the highlights. This was a prime example of what makes Nico outside of Nico running the football. And Tennessee went up 23-0 on Kent State at that point. And then, a little over 2 minutes later, Deshaun Bishop takes off to the hills 53 yards with 3:35 to go in the first quarter. And just like that, Tennessee was up 30-0 in Knoxville. But were they done in the first quarter? I think not. They drove down the field, and with 2 seconds left in the first quarter, Dylan Sampson punching it in from a yard out. Tennessee led 37-0 at the end of the first quarter. As the second quarter got underway, Deshaun Bishop picking up right where he left off in the first quarter with a 47-yard touchdown run on his very next carry with 13:05 left to go to half. Tennessee went up 44-0 on Kent State. And then Tennessee got the ball back again. And a 14-yard touchdown run by Dylan Sampson was the result with 7:50 to half, and Tennessee went up 51-0 on Kent State. And with 5:01 to go to half, Nico's day was done as in came the Tennessee backup Gaston Moore. And Gaston Moore, less than 2 minutes later, a 15-yard touchdown pass to Miles Kitzelman to make it 58-0 with 3:06 to go to half. Kent State was forced to punt the ball with about 2 minutes to go to half, and Tennessee got the ball, drove down the field, and Gaston Moore showing you why he is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the nation. 18-yard touchdown pass to the true freshman Mike Matthews, and with 19 seconds to half, which meant Tennessee went to the half up 65-0. As the second half started, Tennessee got the ball. They drove down the field and settled for a 36-yard field goal by Max Christie with 12:04 to go in the third. And then it was a lot of back and forth defense until early in the fourth. Tennessee was down looking to score again. They settled for a 21-yard field goal by Max Gilbert, and with 14:05 to go, Tennessee was up 71-0, and the defenses just ended up running the clock. Tennessee had a couple of chances to go for a field goal late in the fourth, ended up going for it and giving it back to Kent State. And yeah, final score in Knoxville, Tennessee 71, Kent State 0. What a dominant performance by Tennessee. This was a record-setting weekend. Tennessee had 740 yards of total offense in this game, which is a new record. The old record was 724, which was set in 2022. Tennessee had 65 points in the first half, most points by any team in the first half in SBS history. And Tennessee, I can't just point to one particular player here because Tennessee did such a wonderful job of spreading the ball around. Here's my point. Nico was 10 for 16 for 173 yards and a touchdown. Gaston Moore was 4 for 94 yards passing with 2 passing touchdowns. Deshaun Bishop had 7 carries, 120 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Dylan Sampson had 13 carries, 101 yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns. Peyton Lewis had 10 carries for 99 yards. And that's those big 5 men. And I had to read that off the paper because it was a lot to remember this week. But Tennessee running the football was spectacular. They eclipsed over 400 yards for the third time in school history with 456 yards on the ground. They had 71 points in this game, which is a new record for most points scored in Neyland Stadium. Now, for my opinion, there were a few spots here where it wasn't right, it wasn't wrong, but I would have ran a little differently. The first one being when Tennessee scored the second touchdown to go up 15-0, and Tennessee kicked the extra point to make it 16. I would have gone for 2 there. And I'm going to tell you why. Because going for 2, yeah, you would have still been up by 2 scores regardless. But if you made the 2-point conversion, you would have gone up by 17. It would have been 17-0, which is a 3-possession game. So I really feel like Tennessee kicking the extra point, keeping it at a 2-possession game as a Vols fan had me worried. Well, if Kent State scores a touchdown, they're probably going to go for 2 to cut it to a 1-possession game. Where if you go for 2 and you give it to maybe Nico on the outside, or you pass it to a tight end over by the pylon, and you get the 2-point conversion, you're up by 3 possessions here. And honestly, I think that's one play that I would have called a little differently. And the other one was later in the fourth quarter when Tennessee was on 4th and 5, I think it was, from inside their own 10. I would have kicked the 3 points. I don't see it as running up the score because you're not going for the touchdown. You're just going for the field goal to give them the ball back to kill the game. They would have probably had the ball with a little better field position anyways, rather than starting from inside their own 10 and about to get another safety again. So I really think that those are the 2 plays that I would have called differently. Other than that, Heupel smashed Kent State, and it was amazing to see. I absolutely love Josh Heupel's offense. I have since he showed up. I just love the high octane, score as many points as you can in a game. I absolutely love it because I'm a man of offense. And I would have liked to see Josh Heupel actually go 100 last night when he had 65 at the half. But, 71-0, still a dominant blowout victory, and it moves Tennessee to 3-0. And this is the part of the show where I, Nicky D, will break down Tennessee's offense, defense, and special teams and grade them on their performances this weekend. And we're going to start with the offense. I think Tennessee's offense was the best offense we've ever seen. 740 points of total offense in this game. 456 yards on the ground. 71 points on the board. When you're putting up these kind of monster numbers, it's easy for me to sit back. Especially the biggest thing for me was no turnovers. No offensive turnovers, no defensive no turnovers. And that will give it an A plus plus for me. It was record breaking. It was historic, and I don't know if we're gonna see that again. I hope we get close to there again, but I don't see we're us getting there because not everybody on our schedule is Kent State. On to the defense. The defense was excellent. They pitched the shutout. They didn't really force a lot of turnovers, but they forced Kent State to punt the ball a lot. And when you allow only 23 yards in the first half, your defense is doing excellent. And I'm gonna give the defense an A plus. And I'm going to give them an A plus so far on the year. They're averaging, allowing 4.3 points a game. They've given up 13 points in the first 3 games this season. They've given up 13 points in their last 4 games as well. You can include last year's bowl game against Iowa. And to the special teams, I'm going to give the special teams a solid A. I mean, I didn't see a big flashy kick return for a touchdown. I didn't see a big flashy punt return for a touchdown, which this would be the game I would see it in. But I give them an A because every time they returned a punt, whether it was Squirrel White, whether it was Cam Seldon, no matter who it was returning the punts, they always gained 15, 20, 25 yards. They always flipped the field. They always got it at their own 30, and all of a sudden Tennessee started at the Kent State 45-yard line. And that will give momentum to the offense, which allowed the offense to score as quickly and as efficiently as it did. So for that reason, I'm definitely giving the special teams an A as well. And now we get to the part of the show where we look towards our next game. And on Saturday, September 21st, Tennessee will be going on the road in the Norman as they are at number 15 Oklahoma for their first conference game of the season. And honestly, I don't think this one's going to be as close as the projectors think it's going to be. I think Tennessee is going to get a good 2-3 touchdown win here in Norman. And I don't just say that because of Tennessee's offense and their defense. I say that because Oklahoma is still trying to figure it out down in Norman. Their last 2 opponents, Tulane and Houston, they have struggled with. They only beat Tulane by 15. They only beat Houston by 4, 16-12. So, and I believe both of those games were in Norman. And because of that, I think that Tennessee is going to come out here. We know Tennessee is going to put up a lot of points. They always do. And I just don't think Oklahoma's defense is going to be able to stand with Tennessee's offense, especially when Nico starts to get rolling out of the pocket or he hits a man deep. I really think it becomes a whole different ball game then. And when it comes to Tennessee's defense, I think Oklahoma is going to struggle offensively. James Pierce coming off the edge and Keelan, I can't think of his name. Peely, number 11. When he comes off the edge as well, if James Pierce and Peely can come off the edge together, they're going to stop a lot of Oklahoma plays. And if they stop enough Oklahoma plays, they're going to start to get a lead, build a lead, and expand on it a little bit. So I think Tennessee, this is going to be a great reunion for Josh Heupel and the Oklahoma Sooners. But at the same token, I just don't think Oklahoma's got what it takes to stand toe-to-toe offensively with Tennessee. And that was the 2024 Tennessee Volunteers recap, week 3. What's your favorite Tennessee play of the weekend? Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and you made it all the way to the end of this video, go smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. Other than that, I hope all of y'all amazing people continue to have a wonderful week. I'm Nicky D. This is the Nicky D channel, and I will see all of y'all amazing people next time. Bye, y'all.